Back at it again, and you guys may have heard about the news that has come out more recently, but if you haven't, we're going to be diving into it today. But before we do that, hit that like button, all right? It really helps me out with the YouTube algorithm. I know, just hitting the like button is real simple, but it really does help out, okay? And if you're not subscribed to the channel already, hit that subscribe button down below and join the family, all right? Join the family. And make sure you guys are following me on social media. Links are down below in the description box. Instagram, Twitter, Truth Social, Discord server, all of that good stuff is down below. And with that being said, let's dive in.
A lot of things go unnoticed in life. You may put in a few extra hours at work and your boss will tell you it's part of the job. You may feel good about your new haircut only to find out no one really cares. But people will always notice just how much money you stole from them.
I don't know what these people were thinking, and I don't think they realized that besides wealthy investors, they were hurting middle-class investors, retired police officers, firefighters. It's outrageous.
First Selectman Ken Flato can add his town of Fairfield, Connecticut to Bernard Madoff's list of victims. The town's 58,000-person pension fund just lost $42 million overnight.
And history sure has a way of repeating itself, sometimes in bigger ways. The Democratic Party finds itself in the middle of the biggest financial fraud case in U.S. history. A cryptocurrency company, you know, like the Bitcoin things.
Listen closely to what actually recently happened. This is crazy.
Just lost $2 billion of its customers' money. They didn't just lose it in the market, it's just gone. Someone stole it. And the company called FTX just went bankrupt after they blew up $32 billion.
The crypto market in chaos after the collapse of the FTX exchange, with a new set of questions on where billions and billions of dollars went.
A criminal investigation of its founder, Sam Bankman-Fried, has been opened.
I think I have a clue where a good chunk of that money went, but I'll let them tell you.
In the Bahamas.
This is being called the worst disaster in the history of crypto.
This is bigger than Bernie Madoff, but unlike Bernie Madoff, who was getting rich off a Ponzi scheme, the Democratic Party was getting rich off of FTX. Now, FTX came onto the scene in 2019, and it spent $10 million to put Joe Biden in the White House in 2020. And the guy running FTX, the second biggest Democrat donor in the midterms, after Soros, of course.
The second biggest donor after George. Now, we all know George, okay? We all know what he does, okay? Second biggest. Interesting. And one thing that I have been learning is that, a lot of these races really depend on a lot of money. There's a whole lot of money involved in these races. And if it's not allocated properly, Mitch McConnell, but I'll save that discussion for another day. Mitch, if the funds are not allocated properly, a candidate could lose very easily. But like I said, we'll save that discussion for another day. Let's continue on.
Spent $40 million to get Democrats elected. Wonder why someone like John Fetterman was able to raise as much as 4 times as much cash as Oz? Well, you can thank Sam Bankman-Fried, who ran this crypto scheme out of a penthouse in the Bahamas.
Hi, my name is Sam, and this is my story.
And another thing. You wonder why he's in the Bahamas? See, what they don't tell you are the ways that they get around paying their fair share. But they always want to scream it about everybody else, though.
Sam has crazy hair. Sam is vegan. Sam sleeps 5 hours a night. Sam lives in the Bahamas with 10 roommates. Sam is 29 years old only, but Sam has $22 billion. And he wants to donate all of it to charity.
And the charity was the Democratic Party. Look at Sam right there behind George Soros.
Sheesh. Over what's that? 100 and what would you guys say? 130 million from George. 40 million from Sam. What we thinking? 25 million from Michael. I don't know who's Fred Eichner. Never heard that name before. Not even gonna lie. Interesting. But look how far ahead George is. Holy cow. Woo. Sheesh.
Soros paid for a crime wave, and Sam may have committed a crime to stop a red wave. The guy was throwing so much money around, it got the owner a seat right next to Clinton. And he got an invite to Bill's after party with celebrities like Katy Perry, of course. You know, Clinton's really got an eye for mega donors. First Epstein, Sam Bankman-Fried, who they call SPF. If you spend enough money on Democrats, they don't care how you got the money as long as it gets to them. All the celebrities were jumping in, too. Larry David was doing commercials for the guy. Tom Brady and Giselle were ambassadors. The John Fetterman of cryptocurrency, SPF, was just at the White House, actually. He got 2 closed-doors meetings with Biden's senior advisor in the spring, right around the time Biden was shipping billions to Ukraine. The funny thing is, Ukraine was an investor in FTX. You may be asking, why is a country in the middle of a war investing in crypto? Shouldn't they be buying weapons or, I mean, if they have to invest in anything, doesn't crypto sound a little risky for Zelensky? You wouldn't want an investment with a solid rate of return and years of stable growth? No. Zelensky thought he'd give it to a guy living in a tax haven, fresh out of college with funny hair. Well, when Democrats are sending you billions of dollars of weaponry, the least you could do is reward their favorite mega donor.
Check this out. Check it out. From Joe, gives you his tax in the form of military and humanitarian aid, to there, uses U.S. aid to partner with this guy. This guy donates to the Dems. Walks like a duck, quacks like a duck, probably is a duck. What do you know? What do you know? No wonder why they were so quick. So quick. Oh yeah, 200 billion. Have it. Take it. No problem. Just make sure you send us back 100. What a coinky dink, huh? What a coinky. Sneaky, sneaky. Once again. Now, I don't advocate for illegal activities or fraudulent activities. You know what I mean? Nothing illegal. But once again, Democrats playing the game. Playing the game. You got to play to win. You got to think of some unconventional strategies to come up with a W. You gotta play, man. That's part of the reason why I continue to say we need new leadership in the Republican Party. I mean, Nancy Pelosi and Chuck, I feel like are running circles around Mitch McConnell and Kevin. We're running circles. I mean, it looks like Nancy and Chuck are playing 4D chess. In Mitch McConnell's playing checkers right now. They're playing 4D chess and Mitch McConnell's still playing checkers. He's not even playing the same game, let alone an inferior game. You know, I mean, it's just absolutely embarrassing what is happening right now. Do you guys agree? Let me know in the comment section. Let me know. Talk to me, please.
And what did FTX do with the money Ukraine invested? Well, they plowed it right back into the Democratic Party. Democrats send money to Ukraine. Ukraine sends money to FTX, and FTX sends money to the Democrats' campaigns. Now, I don't know if this is war profiteering or money laundering. I don't even know, but it needs to be investigated. And we don't really know who's getting what because SPF, the crypto kid, who looks like a mini Madoff, likes his money in the dark.
So, in the end, I want to do what's right for the country.
You think every money you spend in politics should be disclosed publicly? Are you comfortable with that?
If there was a norm where every dollar that everyone donated in politics was to be disclosed publicly, I would have a lot of sympathy for that. I think I might support it. I haven't thought carefully about it enough to know. But
Well, it sounds like what you're saying is maybe there's some donation.
Bro, what is going on with this guy? Am I tripping, or is he like twitching? Yo, are y'all seeing this?
Disclosed publicly, I would have
Like, look at us, bro.
a lot of sympathy for that. I think I might support it. I haven't thought carefully about it enough to know. But
Well, it sounds like what you're saying is maybe there's some donations that you have made that you wouldn't make if you.
Look, hold on. My head's in the way. I'm sorry.
Enough to know. But
Well, it sounds
Watch
like
his
what you're
chair.
saying is maybe there's some donations that you have made that you wouldn't make if you knew they were going to be immediately public.
So I think I don't generally think about it that way.
Yo, bro. I mean, just constant. It almost looked like he was like tapping his foot or something, and it was like shaking the chair and like, what in the world? Talk about nervous. You nervous, huh? Why you so nervous? Why you so nervous? You don't want to disclose where all that money's been going? I wonder why. Oh, man. The truth shall set you free, okay? It shall set you free.
I mean, look, can you believe Chuck Todd? I mean, first they fall for Avenatti, and then they fall for this guy. I mean, was it even his money to begin with? It looks like it was investor money he was spending on Democrats. The Wall Street Journal reports FTX was cracking into customers' accounts and using their funds for other stuff. And then when customers wanted to withdraw their money, a lot of it was gone. The Justice Department and the SEC have launched an investigation because this looks like the mega donor also lied to Congress.
Uh-oh.
We have a transparent system where all of our data all of our public market data is openly available and free, where risk parameters are transparent.
Oh, so transparent. Did he think he was too big to fail because he had regulators in his pocket? Probably. I mean, you're bulletproof when you can buy politicians. And this guy was planning on buying Biden with $1 billion.
I imagine you have some probability distribution in your mind of how much money you might give in the next election cycle. Like, give me some number.
I would guess north of 100 million.
So if that's a floor, what's the ceiling? Like $1 billion? Might you give $1 billion?
Yeah, I think that's a decent, thing to look at.
So the Democrats' second biggest donor just blew up right after he helped Democrats keep the Senate. Oops, that's a shame. Perfect timing for Chuck Schumer, though. But this was a family affair. The crypto fraudster's brother has a job in Congress, of course. He works on the Financial Services Committee, and he works for a Democrat. So the guy in charge of oversight is staffed by family members of Minnie Madoff. Whatever happened to the $32 billion anyway? I wonder if there was any red flags. Oh, here's one. The person running cash flow at FTX isn't good at math.
Use very little math. Use a lot of elementary school math.
So I see those abstract math classes are not required.
You never have all the information, so you kind of just have to make your best guess based on what you can see. We tend not to have things like stop losses. I think those aren't necessarily a great risk management tool. Yeah, I'm trying to think of a good example of a trade where I've lost a ton of money. Well, I don't know. I probably don't want to go into specifics too much with that.
You had executives bragging they don't do risk management. And that, by the way, that was Minnie Madoff's girlfriend. She was living in a penthouse in one of the world's famous tax havens with him in the Bahamas. There were 10 kids working in this office, and they were all sleeping with each other. It was a polyamorous penthouse.
Goodness
what you call a
gracious.
pump and dump scheme. And
That's funny. Oh man, you get it? They were all polyamorous living together. A pump and dump scheme. That was darn good right there. That was good. That was good. Holy. Jesse's got a good joke with that one. My goodness.
Polyamorous penthouse. It's what you call a pump and dump scheme. And no one noticed a thing until a week after the Democrats kept the Senate.
Hey, Sean Hannity.
Oh man. Yeah, so let's talk about that a little bit. It is kind of ironic that it all broke out, or we got all of the news right after midterms. Right after. Not before. Not even a month before, a day before, after. Interesting. And to be sending that load of money and for us to learn afterwards. And the fact that he's located in the Bahamas, quite interesting too. You know, because we've always heard Democrats, even Karine Jean-Pierre, whose name I honestly like, but you know. Anyway, we'll save that discussion for another day. Pay your fair share. Well, why didn't you tell him to pay his fair share? Why was he living in the Bahamas? Oh, taxes, of course. Everybody knows that. Interessante. But yeah, absolutely huge story. And donating $1 billion. Sheesh. And you wonder how some of these Democrats won some of these races. I mean, obviously, you know, I've given my thoughts and my opinions on some of the things that went wrong, especially, you know, based on some of the exit polls coming out, which showed something totally different than the polls that we were seeing leading up to, the elections. But now you have to add in the factor that not only did Republicans make some huge mistakes that need to be corrected, and we need new leadership because our messaging hasn't been great. You know, like where's Mitch been this entire time? You see Nancy Pelosi all the time. You don't see Mitch or even Kevin. Where's Kevin? You see Nancy. See Chuck. But not only that, like there's some things that Republicans need to fix. But also, Democrats were just getting a boatload of money. Boatloads. And I mean, Mitch has the ability to send out boatloads of money, which it's safe to say he was mismanaging that. And I think that's part of the reason why, you know, some Republicans are a little afraid to go after him, because he does have a boatload. And they know that and understand that. So he's kind of holding that above them. But at a certain point, we get, the Republican Party has to grow some cojones, okay, so to speak. The Republican Party got to grow some balls and stand up to the BS, because enough is enough. Enough is enough. I'm not in the business of losing. Never have been, and I never will be. So yeah, I mean, we got to get it together. We absolutely have to get it together, and I think one of those steps is getting rid of Mitch McConnell. Almost said Chuck. Whoa. And Kevin. This is my humble opinion. And getting some more money behind some of these candidates. I mean, you saw what the Democrats were getting. And honestly, I think the FTX guy sent more than 30 million. Okay, ain't no way. I'm pretty sure he sent more than that. But as always, y'all let me know what you thought about this one in the comment section below. Like, share, comment, hit that subscribe button before you go. Peace and love. I'm out.